Good evening and welcome to Marion Town Council's March 2nd meeting. The meeting will now come to order. We would like to start with the invocation, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance to our flag, and I would like for Mark Cheney to lead us in that pledge. We'll start with the invocation by Chief Testament.
Let us bow our heads. Dear Jesus, we come to you this evening as a community. Would you please wrap your healing hands around Councilwoman Hayes? Keep an eye on our military deployed overseas at this time and abroad, everywhere within the world, Lord. We all need your blessings and your healing hands to be placed upon those injured. Please keep an eye on our first responders. Keep us in your prayers. And please keep our community in your prayers. We want to lead our community in the best way possible and under your guidance. And in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Again, I'd like to welcome everyone to our meeting tonight. I want to welcome everyone that is in attendance, and we'd like to welcome everyone that is viewing from home or somewhere else tonight. We'll start with our roll call, and I believe that we're all present except for Councilwoman Hayes, who we will remember in our prayers. I know she's on the mend. We will need an approval of the minutes and the agenda.
Make that motion to approve the minutes
Second.
and the agenda.
Second.
We'll take those in separate.
Sorry.
No, we're good. We have a motion and a second. Anything that needs to be discussed in the minutes from our last meeting? If we're all in agreement, we'll take it to a vote. All in favor? And it is unanimous. Now I'll need a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved. Are there any additions or corrections? Before I make the motion.
We'll usually make the motion second, then we'll discuss if there's additions or.
I'll make a second. I'll
Okay.
second.
Okay. thank
Okay,
you.
now, are there any additions or deletions that we need for the agenda?
Not from staff, no, sir.
Not from staff, council, anything? Then we'll move to, we'll vote to approve the agenda. All in favor? And our agenda is set. We have no public hearings scheduled tonight, nor do we have public presentations, so we'll move directly to public comment time. And the first person that I have wishing to comment is Mark Cheney. And Mark, if you please approach the podium, give us your name and address, and the floor is yours.
My name is Mark Cheney. I'm the commander of Post 18 Marion American Legion. And our address is 107 Laurel Springs Road, Marion, Virginia. Thank you for having me here tonight. I just want to quickly give a couple flyers that things that are going on at the Post in the month of March. And the first one is Saturday, March 7th. We will have a breakfast, community breakfast, and we do this. We try to do it the first Saturday of every month, and we operate by donations only. So we've had people come in and put a good amount of money in the bucket, and we've had people in hard times that have not been able to put money in, but that's okay. It's about raising awareness and helping our community. So again, we have a fundraiser, and that's a community breakfast on March 7th, and you all are invited to be there as well. An Easter egg hunt on March 22nd, and again, I'll give these flyers to you. And Mayor, if I could get you to step out for a minute, I have a presentation for you. Mayor, and I don't know if I call you Mayor or Sons of the American Legion. I just got back from Portsmouth from Virginia late Saturday night, and I was discussing with the Sons of the American Legion director who's out of state, and I told him that we have you that joined, and he said, "You got a mayor?" I said, we've got a great mayor. And he really reminded me how important, not only where you're at, your position, but just who you are as the son of an American Legion member, that you're the son of a veteran. And so we appreciate that, and on behalf of the American Legion Post 18, I want to extend this to you and give you this shirt, Post 18 Marion, Virginia, with the American Legion emblem in it for you.
All right, thank you so much.
And
I will wear it with honor.
And one more little thing as a token of our appreciation for you belonging to the Sons. And again, it's American Legion is a big family. We're a family of Legionnaires, which are the veterans, auxiliary, which are spouses. Some people think, oh, you're a spouse, must be a female, you must not. I'm in the auxiliary. My wife spent 10 years in the Navy, and that enabled me, qualified me to be her spouse, being married, as into the auxiliary. So I'm a member of the auxiliary. I'm a Legionnaire because I'm Air Force, and I'm also a part of our riders program because I have a motorcycle, and I'm also a member of the Sons of the American Legion because my father fought in the Korean War. So we cover a whole gamut of different places and people to help make up the American Legion, and you're an important part of that. And so part of that, I want to give you this pin that I hope you'll wear with pride. It says, I want you for the American Legion. Thank you, Mayor.
I will wear it with pride. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
It's
Mayor.
nice to be here in your part. Thank you for everything you've done.
Thank you,
And continue to do. All right. I'm
That's
honored.
all I have. Thank you.
Very honored, sir. Thank you, sir. And next we have Rose Likens. Rose.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. I'm Rose Likens, and I live at 812 Chinkapin Road here in Marion, but I'm here to talk about the library tonight and give you your regular update. The Board of Trustees will be meeting in Marion this month on the 19th in the Copenhagen room at the library at 5:30, and as always, everyone is welcome. The Friends of the Marion Library will be meeting on March the 17th at 6 p.m., and we'd love to see our friends come out. We're going to be talking about our activities for the summer and our summer book sales. We have a ton of programs going on at the library. I'm just going to mention a few, but please check our website anytime to see what's going on. We have a very dense schedule. I'm happy to report that our Mahjong group continues to be very popular. We got a group of folks playing Mahjong every Wednesday morning at 10. And we've started an evening group for the folks that want to come after work. So every Wednesday at 6 p.m., we have a different group playing Mahjong over at the library. So if you're interested, please stop in and check it out. We'd love to have you. We have several programs I did want to mention. On the 16th of March, we're doing our first cookbook club, which is kind of a potluck where you cook a dish out of a cookbook and bring the dish in the cookbook, and everybody will exchange their recipes and their cookbooks. It's the first time we've tried this, so we'll see how it works. But 16th at 6 p.m. is our first cookbook club. On the 30th of the month, we have Lego night. Our first two Lego nights of the year got canceled because of bad weather, so this will be our first Lego night of the year. Very popular event. Families, kids, everybody comes and play games and contests, and kids get prizes, but the adults play as many Legos as the kids do. On the 31st over in Chilhowie, we have a sourdough bread workshop that I wanted to be sure to mention to everybody. So that is the 31st of March at 5:30. So those are just a couple examples of the great programs we have going on. Our seed library is also now open. So if anybody's looking for seeds, here in Marion, we have some Virginia native seeds, and then we have other seeds, and then our whole collection is over in Chilhowie at the seed library in Chilhowie. If you would like to have seeds that we don't have here, we can get them from Chilhowie and bring them over for you. Our makerspace continues to go strong. Again, the weather kind of killed us. A lot of our programs were affected by weather. Our next program in the makerspace will be on the 13th of March, where we'll be making some acrylic bookmarks, showing people how to use different pieces of the machinery. and we'll be opening the makerspace for open lab time on the 31st of March. We've added new pages to the website with all the information about the makerspace, as well as a link to schedule. So at the bottom of the page, there's a button that says Book Now, and so you can go in and see the various pieces of equipment and schedule a time to come in and use that equipment at the makerspace. Another new thing that the Library of Virginia has added for us is a platform called Virginia Writes, and it's a free platform for patrons across the state who are independent authors who would like to publish online. They can upload their book. There are folks who review the content and review, that it's appropriate to be published, but independent authors can publish right on that platform, and that people can find books by independent authors on that same platform, and the authors can also be entered into statewide and national competitions to bring their works to the attention of many folks. So that is a great new resource and asset for authors in our community. Last thing I wanted to mention is that we will be closed April 3rd and 4th for Easter. That's all I have to share. Now I'm talking fast to try to get it all in. Do y'all have any questions for me tonight?
Sounds great.
Thank you for such a robust program and the resources that you have there. Need to schedule a visit.
Please.
Absolutely.
Please. Now, we are so fortunate to have such a creative staff. Everything they can think of, they make the magic. I do the stuff like this so they can make the magic.
Thank you so much.
I'd like to just say that we are so lucky to have Rose and her staff. It's a great library. I put it up against any big city library. And just to ditto on what you said about the Friends, we'd love to have you all come to our meeting. We need extra bodies to help us with book sales, and thank you.
All right. Council, if we're ready to proceed, I have the mayor's report. No, council members' reports. I'm sorry, jumping ahead. I'm in a big hurry. We're going to go like it says on the agenda tonight, and we will begin with Vice Mayor Gates.
Thank you. I think both Councilman Jennings and myself went down and saw, maybe someone else did, Deborah Hayes, and she is in Embark, which is it's a 20 or 24 bed rehab home in Bristol, and she would like any guests, and now she seemed in pretty good spirits. She could move her hands and feet a little bit, and she could turn her head to one side. So she has some movement with her limbs. So hopefully it's gonna get better quickly for her. Something that was brought up to me just a minute ago from Dr. Wassam was if, Chief Testerman, if you could contact all the local agencies that use the range and ask them to watch their speed on that road. His daughter was almost run off the road, so if you could alert them that they need to be careful out there, that would be a nice touch. And other than that,
With anybody, the road could be patrolled occasionally because all sorts of people come in
anyway,
there, drive fast.
other than that,
Not ransom.
I don't have anything else.
Dr. Yates, thank you very much. Councilwoman Spencer.
No report, sir.
Councilwoman Jennings.
I've given everyone the newsletter for March from the Lincoln Theater, and we're having lots of good events for March. Hope that everybody will come. I have some extra ones if anybody wants to have one. Tomorrow we are having a book signing at the Lincoln Theater, and it's Dina Lander's daughter. Can you remember her first name? Christy, and she is writing a trilogy about her life, her family, and tomorrow she will be signing the second book. So everyone's invited 1 to 4 at the Lincoln Theater.
Who is it?
It's Dina Landers, everybody knows Dina, I guess, and it's her daughter, Christy, and she has written at least her second book in the trilogy.
It's the second one.
Yeah, so that she's gonna sign the books tomorrow at the theater. And I will attend my first Mount Rogers PDC meeting on April the 2nd. That's coming up soon, so that's all.
All right, anything else?
No,
No,
that's all.
that is, okay. Councilman Atwell,
No report, sir.
thank you, sir. Councilman May.
Actually working with Mr. Muncy on the recreation pool floor in the building. We were thinking of taking the carpet out and going to like finishing the concrete. So we think we could do that all in-house a lot cheaper, and that's the plan right now.
All right, save us money, we like that. Anything else, sir?
No, sir, thank you.
Councilman Carter.
No report.
Thank you, sir. Under the mayor's report, I do want to report that myself and a few other members of council attended the Health Trust Gala Saturday week. And it was very well done. The food was great. The company was great. It was well attended. And I don't know officially, but the Health Trust is almost ready to achieve their goal of fully sustainable scholarship programs. So it is a great event, a great cause, and I hope that someone will come to council at some point in time and tell us a little bit more about that. But that will happen at another date. Other than that, that will conclude my mayor's report. We'll move on to staff reports. And under our staff reports, we will have our attorney's report.
No report.
Thank you, sir. And moving on, the town manager's report.
Absolutely. So I had a few things that I wanted to touch base on this evening. One is going to be the fiscal year 2027 budget timeline. So we're well into that process with our departments. We're thinking staff is going to continue to work on the budget as those come in from the individual departments. And we're going to work on revenues and continue to see how those look so we can have something to present to the budget committee. So we feel like staff will be working on this through March. Around the end of March, 1st of April, we'll kick it to the budget committee. Then we'll have those discussions with our budget committee through the end of April. We're hoping to have a balanced budget submitted to council sometime by mid-May. Hoping to have a budget public hearing by June 1st, which will be the first June meeting, and then hopefully adopting the budget at the second June meeting on June 15th. If for some reason there is a hiccup there, that does leave us a couple of weeks to go back to the drawing board and adopt by June 30th. Wanted to update quickly on the Callan Drive Rec Park. Activity there has been slowed due to the contractor working at the New Food City location. But we're working behind the scenes on getting the architecture and engineer services squared away. So an RFP was submitted a few weeks ago. We had 9 submissions. We'll be meeting this week with the RFP committee to break down which ones we want to move forward with, and at that point we'll be reaching out to the 3 or 4 of the 9 that we've chosen and have them submit more of a finalized RFP for the projects itself. So at this point, we're still in the planning stage and trying to identify the engineering group that we want to move forward with for the project, or the group of firms. I spent the end of the week before last at the VLGMA meeting, which was in Stanton. That's the Virginia Local Government Managers Association. Wanted to talk a little bit about the topics that come up there. We spoke about leadership ethics. A big topic this year, of course, was AI. That seems to be an ongoing item of interest. We spoke a little bit about demographic changes in small towns, focused on housing, workforce, and population. Talked about private development in small towns. Spoke a little bit about creative employee benefits. Some of the smaller localities are having issues with retaining talent when their employees are given the option of working for in the private industry. So creativity and employee benefits to help with retention, and then of course housing attainability, which seems to be not only a regional or state item of interest, but nationwide. And then VDH, I received word that we again received the 2025 Excellence in Waterworks Operations and Performance Award through the Virginia Department of Health. So I just want to share that with you all, and thanks to Don and his team at the water treatment plant for meeting those expectations again this year. Last thing I've got on my report is going to be the resolution that I'm requesting. That's going to help us with delinquent collections. So State Code Section 58.13958 essentially allows the governing body to apply a 20% addition onto seriously delinquent tax bills. And this assessment is essentially available there for the locality to take what they found to be difficult to collect and refer that to an outside source to help with collections. So I have identified a group out of Richmond called TACS, and they are a group of attorneys with city and county treasurer backgrounds that just work on delinquent bill collection for localities. That's the only type of work that they do. What I'm asking of you all this evening is to consider allowing us to apply a 20% fee on top of seriously delinquent bills so that we could have this law firm help us with our collections. So essentially it allows us to remain whole. We get the entire bill that's due, and 20% that you all would vote to apply, if you chose to do so, would go to pay for the bill itself, or pay for the service itself, the collection. And I've written a resolution, which I'll read here. Whereas the town of Marion is charged with collecting taxes and other charges duly levied in order to carry out the proper operation of the town. Whereas the town manager and finance department staff is responsible for causing all accounts to be paid timely or to initiate delinquent billings and collection efforts to aid in compliance with these items duly payable to the town. And whereas the town manager and finance department staff may engage collection agencies or collection attorneys to assist in this regard, and that certain costs associated with these efforts to collect delinquent billings may be incurred by the town due to no fault of those citizens who have paid their accounts timely. And whereas the town of Marion wishes to ensure that those costs are borne by the citizens responsible for the delinquent account. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the town council of the town of Marion that the provisions of Virginia Code 58.1-3958 are hereby directed to be implemented. The town manager, along with the finance department staff, is authorized to bill and collect administrative fees and attorney or collection agency fees as provided by and to the limits authorized under Virginia Code 58.1-3958. Do you all have any questions about?
Yeah, how many
Sure.
accounts do you think we have, and what if this doesn't work?
Well, as far, I can get back with you with the number of accounts. I know 2022 to current is what I've taken the most recent look at. There's about $170,000 in delinquent bills there. I would like to go back to 2020. I haven't had far to go, or I haven't had a chance to go back further than 2022 at this point. So I'm thinking that there's probably 200,000 that could be deemed reasonably collected in personal property and real estate. At this point, you know, those amounts are essentially kind of found to be uncollectible. We've gone through the debt set-off process. We've gone through the delinquent billing process. So this is kind of the last step in a collection effort. So
Okay.
beyond this, there's not a whole lot of room to go any further, but these folks do have a lot of tools and knowledge at their disposal that would make things that are probably found by the locality to be uncollectible, might make it possible for collection.
Okay.
The 20% is a pretty good deal. State fee is 30% on business taxes.
Yeah.
And 100% on income tax if fraud is proven. So 20%'s the deal, plus you can add interest on that.
Absolutely.
That the code allows penalty plus interest.
Yeah, so the 20%.
And there's several methods that you can use on these taxes. But let's try that first. And
Sure.
that was my bailiwick for 40 years, so let's go for it. Because
Yeah.
they're robbing the county. It boils down that they're robbing from all of us, and you don't.
Yeah, the reality is operationally, we are, we're doing okay. We're making enough to
Yeah.
cover the services, but this is money that's owed to us, it's accumulated debt, and it's something that can go towards some of our goals of, replacing aging equipment or, whatever you wanted to prioritize with extra funds.
I would assume that this would be a problem all over the state. Is it?
Certainly 100% collections is not something that you see
No.
very many places, if at all. This is just kind of I don't want to say a last-ditch effort, but after the locality itself has gone through the process of delinquent collections, this is something that they can kind of refer that book of balances due to someone else and allow them to see if there's any collectability there.
It's a great opportunity, I think, to maybe get our money back, or at least a portion of it.
Would you like to make a motion to accept this?
I would be happy to accept,
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Does council wish to discuss this further?
I just wanted to ask Mark if this is something that requires a public hearing, or?
It would not. And just to inform council, the firm that Mr. King has brought up, that is the firm that the county uses for the cheat sales. So when the county is doing a cheat on a property within the town, then that is when they're getting 30%. The code section that he cited limits to 20%. So the final step would be if we, from our perspective, got the county to proceed with a cheat sell and actually sell the property for the delinquent taxes.
To be clear, this is not an additional tax. This is just a penalty. Is that correct?
It is, no, it's not this is taxes that are owed.
Yes, but the actual 20%
The 20%
penalty.
is not
That's
a
an
tax.
add-on.
It's
That's
not
the
a
code.
tax.
No,
The
add-on
code
pay.
allows
Yeah.
that up to 20% for attorney's fees.
Okay. And we've already accepted the code, of course, which this is part of, but it is a good idea for us to formally pass this as a motion that council appreciates. And I hope that it results. Thank you for your good work in that. Any further discussion? Then we will take it to vote. All in favor? And it's unanimous. Thank you, Mr. King.
Thank you.
I hope that it is fruitful.
Thanks so much. Me as well, and that concludes my report this evening.
Is there any further business to come before the council before we move into closed session?
Adding on to that, I'm not sure, Mark, but they can go back at least 6 years, can't they? I think-
7-year.
From what I understand, you can go back as far as can reasonably seem collectible.
Yeah.
But as far, the further you get away from
Oh, yeah.
a tax period, the less likely it is to collect.
So I recommend you at least go back 6 years. That's what we did.
Now, when we
Yeah.
file, whether it's cleanup, abatement, or some other type of cleanup, we file that under a specific code, so that is 5 years.
So
But-
we need to segregate that then from,
We would not, no, we wouldn't want to turn that over because at this point, that is a tax lien that we've got recorded in the circuit court clerk's office. If
Yeah.
we don't collect it within that 5-year period, then of course, we could turn it over.
but that would be in this, that figure. Would it?
No, I would see that as something different because.
I would too, yeah.
Okay. But we've motioned and accepted this, so We can discuss it at another point in time. I believe it's time to move into closed session. Councilwoman Jennings, will you take us into closed session,
Sure.
please?
I make a motion, we go into closed session to discuss two issues. The first is discussion of town council appointed positions is allowed under State Code 2.23711A1. The second issue is a real estate acquisition and disposition issue as allowed under State Code 2.23711A3.
All in favor?
A second.
All in favor of moving to closed session? We'll vote. And we will now be in closed session. There's no reason for a recess. Thank you all for coming. We'll return to open session after closed session.
I make a motion, we come back into open session and declare that we only discussed the two appropriate issues, and this is allowed under State Code 2.23712.
Second? Poll? Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Marion Town Council is now in open session. Is there any business to come before the Town Council of Marion, Virginia?
I'd like to make a motion that we appoint our current town manager, Andrew King, as town treasurer effective immediately.
Second.
Motion and second to appoint Town Manager Andrew Keene as treasurer of Marion, Virginia. Is there any discussion of this matter? None being heard, we will take this to a vote. All in favor? It is unanimous. Welcome, Mr. Treasurer.
Thank you.
I make a motion we adjourn.
Second.
Motion and second, no discussion needed. All in favor of adjournment. Marion Town Council is now closed.